Hi there, DGTV. We're here in the woods, just about 7 miles north of Squamish, and no surprise we find a lot of beautiful trees, moss, and this time of year snow. But what's interesting, we also found here Deepak Chopra. How did you end up in Squamish, working up here?
Well, Nirmala, who's responsible for this center, has been coming to my courses for years and years, and she convinced me that this would be an ideal place for what is happening here.
The program is a residential treatment center for addiction and trauma. This is a 10-acre property. If you see the nature, the trails, feels all very tranquil, and it's a very important part of the healing process, being in the nature.
Everybody is to some extent addicted to something. If they're not addicted to substances or the usual addictions, food, shopping, alcohol, sex, they may be addicted to melodrama. It's an aspect of human behavior.
What's he really like?
He's somebody who lives in present moment.
It's the hypnosis of our social conditioning. It's not, again, if you leave somebody in their natural state, they'll want to enjoy the present moment, right? But our conditioning through media, through advertising, there's always something out there that'll give you a fix. I've always believed that if you give your body an opportunity to be in its natural state, the natural state of our physical body is one of quiet, peaceful, stable energy. And when you pay attention to that, it's also not only quiet, peaceful, stable, it's joyful.
You've probably been approached quite a few times for different commercial enterprises, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, I've never done them unless they're for a cause, for a non-profit cause like environment or something like that.
But you must get a lot of offers,
I
huh?
do.
Can you tell me what are some of the stranger ones you've had where you can't believe that someone would actually approach you with?
Oh, for pet food and
for
things.
Pet food, right?
All kinds of things. Once a year I do a conference called Sages and Scientists, where I bring the best scientists to talk with the best philosophers and poets. This is through my non-profit. I have created a prize for the best scientific contribution to spirituality. It's $200,000 a year.
What are some of the ideas that you've seen that have come forth, or are you just starting to go through
No, there's some major ideas that consciousness is not a product of our brain, that's part of the universe. It's part of what they call Planck scale space-time geometry. That the universe is conscious, that the universe is becoming self-aware through the human nervous system, that by understanding consciousness we can regulate our genes, so we can change our brain structure. These advances would not have been possible if there wasn't a scientific basis for understanding consciousness.
What do you hear from guys like Richard Dawkins and stuff when you put this stuff forward?
Richard Dawkins belongs to a school that is obsolete. He belongs to an extinct species. I really so disagree with him and his arrogance and his disdain and his lack of understanding of what's really happening. I invited him to our Scientists and Sages conference next week. Very politely he declined. He's scared of coming into any situation where there are lots of scientists who disagree with him.
It's interesting because you don't hear that part of the story, lots of scientists in spirituality. You only hear the one or two that stick their necks out.
Next week we're having the Sages and Scientists, so if you're
in.
watching this, we'll be live streaming it.
Oh, okay.
In May, there's 2,000 scientists coming to Sweden to talk about consciousness.
Wow.
So there's lots of stuff happening in the world.
So you're starting this movement.
I'm starting this movement, and Dr. Dawkins, if you're watching this, you're invited to come.
What's the best advice somebody's given you?
Take it easy.
What does that mean, though, take it easy?
I once asked my mother, what's your epitaph? She said, easy come, easy go.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think that's the best thing I've ever heard.
Is this why this all works for you, then? It's just nothing gets under your skin?
No.
Not anymore?
Dawkins used to.